Roll sound.
Speed.
Roll camera.
Speed.
Scene 1D, take 2.
Action.
And I will have a draft for myself, and let's keep them coming because we are celebrating tonight. Woo!
And cut.
When I came in first class, I saw the people there, and I was with my friend, and I instantly realized that we were the youngest people here. I didn't know what to expect.
Film is not show and tell. If you can show it, you don't have to say it. You have to think about who your audience is and who you're communicating to. And the main thing is not to talk down to that audience.
Learning each aspect you learn informs every other aspect. In my ideal world, if linear time were not an issue, we would start with editing.
When a movie set works well, the individual vanishes, becomes just one group.
Obviously, we're in the middle of class 1 here. We have a target audience, and we have the challenge of getting through to them in a way that is effective. There's going to be so much brainstorming, we're going to have headaches. So
my advice is to keep it as simple as possible, and sometimes just having a couple characters might be enough. It's better to do something really simple and do it really well than try to do something that's really fancy.
You're talking about getting the attention, making something.
Right, getting their attention, making them think about things differently.
We should try and not just mimic things we'd already seen because those campaigns weren't working.
Like, how do you do it without being preachy?
But I didn't know a lot of the psychological ways of approaching people and trying to explain to them why this is wrong, like the first woman that came in.
I'm trying to kind of inspire you to maybe look at creating a film that sends a little different kind of message, creating a film that respects people's autonomy, respects the fact that they will make their own decisions for their lives. They don't respond well to being told what to do. You're wrong, you need to change, you have a problem. It almost provokes an opposite reaction in them. On a practical basis, we're not going to convince anyone with scare tactics, and you see an awful lot of that. What's good about alcohol? What do you like about alcohol?
Definitely a social thing.
Drown out your problems.
The local bar is a place where people meet, a catalyst for gathering.
it's an important part of a balanced diet. No, I'm not kidding you. Men are recommended to have 2 drinks a day. Women are recommended to have 1 drink a day.
What's the downside? What might worry you about alcohol?
Escaping from things that you eventually have to face.
Lose your job.
Headaches,
Pain, slurred speeching.
bad decisions.
Going through your Rolodex and apologizing.
Lowers your inhibitions, and it gives you too much courage. If you took everything on the pro side and you have too much drinks, they turn into a bad thing.
Tom, the first guy who came in, was talking about approval seeking and how it related to, drinking, and he in the past had a drinking problem.
I've been sober since September 5th of 2006. I haven't had a drink of alcohol since September of 2006. When alcoholics start drinking, their emotional development freezes. They're actually maybe emotionally still in college.
Chasing the buzz itself is a primary motivation to get buzzed.
As far as those 3 things, are there any that we think speak to the target?
It's definitely it seeks approval. I mean, that's no doubt.
In your life right now, being, what are you, like 22?
22. It's definitely the first one.
I'm probably like a rare breed. I don't drink much at all. I've never been drunk. And that's coming right out of college.
Brown, RISD, Johnson Wales, URI. I've been to 2 parties recently, and yeah, you've seen people you just do not want to see leaving.
I feel like the man. I can drive, I can walk a straight line, even though I just landed on my face a couple of times.
Yep.
And I don't know where my watch is or where anything else is, but I can drive.
Yeah.
I know I am the man.
You don't want to tell someone else, I'm just incapable of driving, to avoid that kind of shame.
Yeah.
You build this fake ego.
It can happen to someone else, but it can't happen to me.
The jail term is supposed to be mandatory in Rhode Island is 15 years if you kill somebody, if you're responsible for somebody's death.
If you lost your best friend and then the next week you go out and you drink, and they do, and it's just amazing.
People come through my class who have lost friends. They've either been in the crash themselves, saw them dead in the car, and that has not changed their behavior. It doesn't make sense, I know. It just has made them think about things that they have pushed out of their mind and don't want to think about.
You know, filmmaking is a lot different than painting a picture or writing a song. It's totally collaborative.
The stage that we're at is to hone in the ideas to 3 to 5 themes that we want to pursue. And now it's time to kind of shape it.
I don't think taking a scare tactic route would work.
It's going to be hard to stay away from the scare tactic. It's too darn easy.
I always think that you can get more information across, especially when you're dealing with a subject like this that can easily be soapbox, when you have a little humor.
Drunk girl comes up. Connie spins the wheel. Makes it home safe. Loses keys in the parking lot. Forced to call cab. Some guy comes in like the Undertaker, the wrestler. You know?
Listen, I'm 50 years old when I got arrested for drunk driving, okay? I was 9 o'clock at night. I was having dinner. I was in the hospital the night before with some sleep study things, and I fell asleep driving. I drifted off, and I did $60,000 worth of property damage, okay? It wasn't 3 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't banging shots of tequila. The target audience is everybody.
Like the age range you were talking is going to have a little bit of that arrogance.
I think if I was like a 30-year-old guy and I watched something about me going out drinking and like hurting somebody, I'd be like, whatever, like that's a sappy story.
I can't really speak from experience because like I don't really drink or have really never gotten drunk, to be honest.
I don't think we can focus on a certain age group because like everybody drinks.
I could have called a cab. There's 10 things I could have done differently, and I could have killed somebody.
I think the theme going along with all that is the type of consequences that are associated with our actions.
Yeah. Thinking through the drink.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe we could focus more on the choices of your path of the night of drinking.
You just kind of go through this series of poor choices where you realize how many chances you really had.
Showing a short that focuses on every aspect where you could have made that better decision.
You could even turn it into like a Survivor game show where you go to this party and you get completely hammered and your friends say, okay,
Who can drive home?
now find a way home without driving.
And the catalyst for the situation was he got a DWI. He has to take the bus.
A lot of DWI guys, like especially the first time and stuff, really have an attitude about it.
If he's gonna sit down and start complaining about it,
I don't usually take the bus.
but one of the other passengers is gonna call him on it
Right.
and get right back in his face. But
The people on the bus can actually give him in dialogue without sounding like these are the statistics. We have kind of our Rod Serling bus tour of the damned.
21-year-old guy living in an apartment with his girlfriend. You see like booze in the fridge or whatever.
Maybe a car with a dent in the side or something.
Exactly.
This thing happened that I wasn't really related to, but I got a little piece of it, like
Yeah.
the cursed object
Well,
idea.
Yeah, the ghost was attached to the car.
Yeah, and he's trying to warn the next owner, like, hey now, buddy, you know, like.
The remnants of drunk driving never really disappear.
Car is haunted by drunk driving accident victim.
There we go.
Very short.
There we go.
What if there's another kind of reality where alcohol doesn't exist? It's like a group of people that is allergic to milk duds or something, and it's just a sneezing allergy, and it's kind of like drinking in that world.
Guys, what the hell's going on?
He's like, you're stupid. You obviously can't drive while you're sneezing uncontrollably like that. It's kind of like that aha moment.
Watch out!
Maybe he goes into the bathroom and he like gets sucked in through the mirror.
I'm fine.
I've actually never done this. I've never written a script before. I just wrote it. How do I break this down into just beats and notes and stuff like that?
You guys are writing short films. If you can't sum up your story in one sentence, then it's too long for a short script.
You know, no matter what it is, they have to want something.
Let's compare a screenplay to a novel. In a novel, you are actually reading that person's thoughts. You are getting inside their head. When you're watching a film, you never see their inside thoughts. Your character should be empathetic. What does that mean?
Identify
So we can
with
relate,
Yes.
have a connection.
You want a hero who takes action, meets with conflict, that leads to a climax, so dun, 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 and then a resolution.
I'll call action, and then you'll come in, and Tijuana will give her a line, and you'll react to it, and
we'll run from there. Do you want to do a dry run, see how it feels?
We're gonna do a 2-shot. It's in their house. It's a husband and wife. She's gonna be like finagling his tie as they have a conversation.
You made a decision. A bad one.